Hi, I'm Conor Hitchin. I'm UWR Head Data Engineer for the F3 and Morgan race team. On the Morgan race car, my role this year has been engine management, data analysis and manufacturing of prototypes. One of the prototypes I had a hand in making was the ATL fuel system that we had to fit to the car in order to compete in the Race of Remembrance. The ATL fuel system needed a shield, a bracket that needed to extend it from outside the back of the car, and to do that we used the Craftbot. We used the Craftbot Flow IDEX to print the prototype. We used the Craftbot because it was able to print with our part within 24 hours, and we could leave it overnight with a backup. With the second nozzle it had a backup so that if it stopped or ran out of PLA it would continue without us present. This allowed us to create multiple parts without having to worry, and it also freed up a lot of our time. Using the captain sheet, that we were able to get a smooth finish, and we didn't have to use any adhesives to pull the part off once the print had completed. The printer has two nozzles that we operate, one as a main nozzle and then the secondary one as a backup. You can use the two nozzles independently to create small parts and to create multiple parts at once, thus cutting down on the print time. By having a second nozzle, it allows us to use different materials. It also gives us the option to print in separate colours, and by allowing us to print in different materials we can also use dissolvable supports which wash away when submerged in liquid. We've been using PLA and HPLA for our prototypes. We use the PLA as a prototype material because it's reasonably affordable and it provides a good surface finish for our prototypes. The disadvantages of PLA is that it's not very heat resistant, so when we used it for our air intake system for the Morgan oil cooler, it was warping due to the ambient temperatures of the engine bay. Something that now that we can print in carbon fibre and other composites, we can sort of modify that so that we can have a more high heat resistant material. The modifications that we've had made to our Craftbot is that we have glass doors and sides and a dome, as well as a 0.4mm steel nozzle to deal with the higher temps. This creates a safe environment for the operator and stops any fumes or debris or anything getting into the printing. In the future we'd like to print with plastics such as ABS, as well as reinforced carbon fibre and nylon composites. We want to print in these materials so that we can achieve a better finish and higher strength and heat resistance abilities. Software was really easy to use. The first thing I noticed about the Craftbot was when we were putting it together and setting it up, the configuration and the settings was really user friendly. It was all done on the screen at the front. All the buttons are easily identifiable. The machine goes through each step of the configuration quite quickly. The software that we use in terms of creating our 3D print is really easy. You can modify the size of your supports, how many, where they are. You can place ones of your own in. It does it automatically for you if you haven't got time to do all that. It also shows you a clear base. It's almost like a virtual mock-up of the 3D printer, so it allows you to place your product in any configuration you want, any direction you want. You can have it flat on one surface, or you can have it standing up on another. It's totally up to you. When making a part, obviously you can sort of change the thickness, how many loops it does, how thick the filament is when it's printed, and that allows you to you can either, if you're after lightweight parts, it allows you to modify it so that you have a honeycomb interior to reduce weight, or if you're after a really thick part, you can add that. Make it solid and make it sure that the strength is high if weight isn't an issue. Having the presets is good because obviously if you like a certain style of how you print stuff, you can save that and then you can reload it every time. It allows you to use other computers and other printers and just upload your presets. It also has a camera feature that allows us to time-lapse video record our prints. I've really enjoyed using the Craftbot 3D printer this year, and I look forward to using it on future projects such as my dissertation and future race team products.